Now let us talk about the technical details which are needed in this course. Now, how a mobile network works. Before repairing mobile or how mobile is there, we should know how mobile network is working. The system architecture. Now, the whole area, the complete area of this country or of the world are divided into small areas. Each small area has its own base station. The base stations are small towers, as you can see, which provide coverage to a particular coverage area including. Users inside that coverage area transmit and receive signals from that very base station. The base station itself is connected by wires to the mobile switching centers, which is in turn connected to the rest of the world by the normal telephone system. The mobile switching center controls and coordinates the cellular network and keep track of their user subscription. Basically, the mobile network today has been arise to a simple concept that is known as cellular concept. In cellular concept, as discussed before, the complete area is divided into small areas that are named as cells. Instead of one base station covering the entire city, the city was broken into small coverage areas known as these cells, and each cell has its own base station. These cells are in the shape of a hexagon. These hexagons combine together to cover the whole area. Also, we can have a concept of frequency reuse in it. Using the complete bandwidth that is provided to the telecom industry, we have to use it very efficiently. This bandwidth is divided into small frequency bands. Now, having a limited amount of frequency band is a trouble. So, frequency reuse is needed in this cellular concept. Each cell is having a unique frequency, but more than one cell can use the same frequency, having a condition that they are far away so that the interference between the frequencies can be avoided. So, using two frequencies or more frequency within a coverage area is possible. This will have an efficient use of the bandwidth provided by the telecom industry. Next important feature of this cellular concept is handoff. Once you are inside a same cell and using the same base stations, there is no problem. But what if you are moving, you are traveling through car? Then the signals will travel from one base station to the other, as the base station giving the more coverage area, giving more strong signal will be cached by your mobile phone. So the process of transferring a call from one base station to the another base station is known as handoff. We can have two types of handoffs, a hard handoff and a soft handoff. Hard handoff is one in which the base station having a lower signal strength leaves the mobile phone before the mobile phone can attach to the base station with higher signal strength. So this can be a problem, as the mobile phone, the call in progress can be stopped. So basically we are using soft handoffs in which the mobile remains to be in contact with the previous base station, that is with a low signal strength, and connects to the higher signal strength base station, then only it leaves the lower strength base station. This is a soft handoff. Now we can look about the basic electronic components that are used in making of our mobile phones. First of all, we have the battery, the capacitors that are used, devices that are used to store the energy, resistances that will resist, that will not allow the major current to pass through the circuit. Then we have crystals, we have diodes used as a rectifiers, we have antenna, basic part of the mobile phones, we have photodiodes, we have fuse, we have inductors, loudspeakers, ICs, and many other such devices, electronic devices used in hardware. In hardware repair, we need many tools. Like for soldering process, we need many tools that are soldering iron, a soldering station, solder and desolder wires, solder paste, and flux. For soldering process, we need tools such as a soldering stations. Like you can see, this soldering station includes the soldering iron within it. Also, it has a controls for the power and the voltage uses. We have controls such as power on off, then we have including it, and the voltage coming onto it. If you don't have this soldering station, we can also use individual soldering iron. This is how a soldering iron looks like. It has a power input. Then we can have soldering using the soldering wires. These are the types of soldering wires that can be used. It is an alloy of tin inlets. For soldering some different components within the PCB, we need these wires also. Also, during soldering, we need a flux or a soldering paste that will behave as an insulation for the solderers. These are the soldering wires. This is a solder paste or flux. This is the soldering iron that can be used during soldering process. Next, we have precision screwdrivers. These screwdrivers have a use of unscrewing the small screws that are in the PCB of the mobile phone. Like you can see, these screwdrivers have small tips at the end, but each tip has a different shape depending upon the type of screws that have to be unscrewed inside the mobile phone. There are different types of cutters that are needed. First of all, we need a blade cutter for cutting major part of the PCB board. Next, we have a nose cutter that is used for cutting a very minute parts. Then we have point cutter that has the same function of nose cutter, but depending upon the components pickup, we can use different type of cutters. Inside the category of cutters, we have a wire cutter that is used to cut the small and minute wires inside the mobile phones also and outside also. Next, we have tweezers. Tweezers are used to handle small minute parts inside the mobile phones. While soldering or desoldering process, we need tweezers to handle these devices. We use brushes to clean the PCB board of the mobile phone. Basic tool that we need for mobile repair is a multimeter. This multimeter is used to know how much voltage is coming, what is the resistance, what is the current that is included in it. Now you can see about this multimeter. This is a display of the multimeter. This is the power point of the multimeter. We have a knob that will include the range of the voltage. Like if we move towards this side, we will have the voltage range that will be from 20 volts to 200 millivolts. The battery of a mobile phone works in 3.5 volts approximately. So we can say that the mobile phone, the knob has to be set near the 20 volts pulse so that we can measure the voltage properly. Moving towards the other side, we can move to the resistance point. The resistances present in the mobile phone can be measured through this device. Then for the inductances, as you can say, like it is given 200 microfarad, then 220 microfarads and so on. Next, moving towards down, we have a current knob that will include the ratings of the current inside. Here we have ports, you can see. Here the wires, the black wires and red wires will be connected. That wires will be in turn connected to the PCB board or the device for which we have to take the measurement. This is the hold switch to hold the readings. Then we have a NPN or PNP switch that is used for transistor testing. So this is what is a multimeter looks like. Next tool is a PCB holder. It is a holder that holds the PCB while you are working on it. The PCB gets entangled inside the PCB holder. Then we have a thinner or PCB cleaner. We have jumper wires and other wires. Different cleaning tools are needed, like we can use a simple small paintbrush for it, or for the old toothbrush, a cotton cloth and sponge. These are used for cleaning the PCB before working on it. Table equipments are also needed, like a table lamp, a magnifying table lamp that will help us to view the smaller parts more precisely. Also, during repair, safety is also needed. So we have to wear a hand gloves that are anti-static hand gloves and an anti-static wrist strap that will help us from current shocks, if any, included during the mobile repair. Now we will talk about the inside of a mobile phone. Now, first of all, the card level parts of a mobile phone. Card level parts include the front fascia, the right fascia, the back fascia, that is the covers of the mobile phone. Then we have ringers or loudspeakers, microphone, vibrators, LEDs that introduce light inside the mobile phone, charging connector that connects the power point. Then we have headphone and earphone connectors. We have data cable connector, SIM memory card slots are there, as you can know. Okay. Camera and connectors are there. Data cable connectors are also included. This is how a PCB looks for a mobile phone. Depending upon the model of the mobile phone, the PCB shapes can be different, but the basic components what a PCB contains are the same. So let us learn about the basic things that are included in this PCB. Now the major parts of mobile phone, PCB mobile phone. First is the antenna switch, the antenna point. It is a point where antenna is connected. Antenna switch is found in the network section of the mobile phone. It searches network and passes forward after tuning. The faulty antenna switch means no network in the mobile phone. Next, we have a network section that is below the antenna point and above the power section. Power frequency oscillator, that is a PFO, is found near this antenna switch. It filters and amplifies the network frequency and selects the home network. A faulty PFO means no network in the mobile phone. If it gets short, then the mobile phone will turn dead. RF and network IC is found near this PFO and works as a transmitter and receiver of audio and radio waves as per the instruction from the CPU. If this gets faulty, it means there is a network problem in your mobile phone. A 26 MHz crystal oscillator is found near this PFO and creates frequency during outgoing calls. Faulty crystal means no outgoing calls and no network. Then we have a VCO. It is found near the network IC and sends time, date, voltage to the RF IC and the CPU. A faulty VCO means no network in the mobile phone and it will display call end or call failed. Receiver filter. It is found in the network section of the mobile phone and filters frequency during the incoming calls. If it gets faulty, there will be network problem during the incoming calls. Transmitting filter, it is also found in network section and it filters the frequency during the outgoing calls. And also similarly, if it is get faulty, it will create a network problem during outgoing calls. Memory, that is ROM, read-only memory, is found in the power section of the mobile phone and loads current operating system in the mobile phone. If this is a faulty, there is a software problem in the mobile phone and the mobile phone will turn dead. Another memory, that is random access memory, it is found in the power section. It sends and receives commands of the operating system in the mobile phone. A faulty RAM means software problem and will frequently get hanged and even get dead. Flash IC, that is found in the power section. It is installed. The mobile software is installed in the flash IC. If the flash IC is malfunction, it can turn your mobile phone off. We have power ICs that is found in the power section below the RAMs. It takes power from the battery and supplies it to all other parts of the mobile phone. Charging IC is found in the power section near R22. It takes current from the charger and charges the battery. A faulty charging means the phone will not get charged. RTC, a real-time clock. It is found in the power section near the power IC. It helps to run the date and the time in the mobile phone. Faulty RTC means there will be no date or time updated inside your mobile phone. CPU, the main part. It is found in the power section and control all the sections of the mobile phone. If this is faulty, your mobile phone is dead. Logic ICs, it is found in the any section on the mobile phones and controls the ringer, vibrators and the LEDs that are included in the hardware of the mobile phone. Audio ICs are also found in power section. It controls the speaker and microphone of the mobile phone. Faulty audio IC means it will remain the mobile phone as a malfunction and even turn it dead.